Now I need to try and get some 2021 bags.
I hear you, my GG.
We're now streaming on YouTube as I say that. But Ace, you recording though?
Yeah, we're recording. Am I recording?
You're not though, are you?
I hear you, my GG.
We're now streaming on YouTube as I say that. But Ace, whose YouTube's playing?
That was mine, sorry. And now we're recording. Let's start. Yo!
I might be rough around the edges with me as I give it up.
Hey.
What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of Cut the Chat. You know what? Damon said he was going to be 10 minutes late. So I was excited that if me, Femi, and Lee came on at 9 o'clock, we could have had 10 minutes to reminisce about where we were this time last year.
Oh, yeah.
Damon, because Damon likes to hate when we talk about it.
Hey, do you know what? Let's just reminisce anyway, yeah?
Let's do it anyway.
Proper hate, boy.
Like, when I say Lee and big up our brethren, Nikki Slim Ting, for reminding us that this time last year, sadly, Kobe died. And this time last year, we were in LA.
Yes.
Before the world got locked off.
Having a hell of fun. It was Grammy weekend. I remember I was going out to do some Grammy related stuff and get some interviews and that. And the man were like, yeah, we're rolling. We're gonna do this thing. We're gonna set up some meetings. Like Lee was just like, yeah, I'm on this thing. And we all rolled out to LA and we just had hella fun. Too much fun.
Madness.
We was in Burner Boy parties. We was in the big boy rental. We was in the big boy house. We went to Ray J's house to watch the Grammys. It was too much fun that weekend.
That was level still. Like I didn't think you were famous until you like Ace took us to Ray J's yard.
Ace lined it up.
Ace patterned it like on a different one. It just was a different pattern.
You know, it's so dumb.
No, it was a different pattern. You know, like no, but Lee, honestly, man was in If I Had One Wish. Man was.
You know what's funny? You know when we went to his house, I was looking for that the BMW on his drive. I was looking for the BMW. I was thinking Ace is giving us the runaround, you know.
Bro, but that don't you think the yard looked like the yard in One Wish as well?
I can't remember, you know. I tried to find that tune, I couldn't find it.
One Wish.
Couldn't you?
Yeah, I couldn't find it on YouTube. I was trying to find it the other day.
Mad tune. Yeah, we were out here with If I Had One Wish because of Ace. Come on. I had so many.
You know what I was thinking about for me? You remember that day when we did the podcast out there and Ace had just left? He shut off, but we was drinking the Moet. I was in the podcast and then we all ended up chung by accident.
And we were all like looking for a car, but we couldn't get a car. Remember, we couldn't get a car.
Drunk up by accident, you know, after champagne. Oh my gosh.
Just on road.
Something I never told you lot about is on my way from the house to the airport. Shout out to my boy Josh. He's like someone I worked with at One Extra. Producer, he's doing a lot of big things out there. He had a studio session out there. So I stopped there on the way to the airport and they had this bag of cookies and I'm just nyamming these. I'm like, yo, these are nice, man. What are these? They're like, hey, slow down. I'm like, no, what? Like, they gave me the edibles, innit? You know that 11-hour flight? As soon as I sat down, I woke up in heat at Heathrow. It felt like 2 minutes. I was gone. Absolutely gone. Yeah, I was so gone. I might have to do that next flight.
That's funny.
What did it put you to sleep?
I was so out. I slept the best sleep I've ever had. 11 hours straight.
Yeah, that's what we need.
We need another LA trip. This time we got to take the dread with us.
Yeah, no, on the way back to from LA, I slept on the plane. I got first class, but I was lying down on that plane, boy. I woke up like a few minutes before we got to London, cuz.
What? I think everyone's flight was empty because my flight was out.
Say that again, Lee. Your internet strikes again.
Is it doing a madness?
Yeah, I don't know. Who's your Wi-Fi supplier? I ask that every week, innit?
Leica, he's got Leica.
He's got Leica Wi-Fi. He's got Leica Wi-Fi.
That's hilarious.
Guy, it's terrible, bro. You're sat next to it as well. Wow.
That's mad.
Right next to the router, you know.
Nah, it's not lit. It's not living. But yeah, man, it was a fantastic trip.
I just Toby, man.
rest in peace, Kobe. That was a mad day in LA, man.
It was weird to be in the city when Kobe passed. The energy was just different. No one didn't want to do shit.
Yeah, boy. It was a madness, isn't it? Was that Grammy that? Or was that the day before Grammys?
Night of the
on
Grammy.
the day.
Yeah, it was on the day.
Yeah, I remember going outside our house and looking at it. That was the only foggy day it was there that morning, innit? Do you remember it was foggy that morning?
Yeah. And the day before, we were driving in that area, weren't we?
Yeah. Calabasas.
Anyway, how is everybody? Everyone blessed?
Like double D breasts.
I don't know. Do you know what? Damon, have you seen the story about the policeman?
Lee, you're the best. What policeman?
There's about 31 police officers that are looking to hold fines because they've been getting trims during lockdown.
Not by me. Not by me. I don't know why you're.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, like, shouldn't they be exempt from?
No,
like, they shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't. But this is the thing. Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah. Premiership footballers have been bruv. I watched the Man United game the other day. Paul Pogba had a skin fade with the pattern and his hair.
Yeah, he did. Bro, he had the freshest trim. He had the freshest trim he's had in time.
Bare footballers are getting haircuts. You know, everyone, bro. Like I find it a bit weird that no one's actually said nothing on the TV. Like on like who.
But what do you reckon the footballers would get away with saying that? They just say, "Yeah, that I done it myself."
Yeah.
Listen,
how do we know that?
Pogba's one, was dyed. It had a trim and it had plaits.
Yeah, he's doing the most
with a pattern down the side.
How do we know that his hairdresser is not in his support bubble?
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I think we've gone beyond support bubbles now. It's not even a support bubble thing. You're not allowed out of your house. Forget support bubble.
Maybe it's his girl.
Them man will be better off saying that one of the footballers on the team actually cuts hair. They'll be better off saying that. Because
maybe it was Mumsy. Maybe it was Mumsy as well.
You're training together. But the police officers, yeah, they should get fined because they're supposed to be they're supposed to be doing better. They're supposed to be setting an example. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but isn't it that their whole thing is they gotta look presentable? No?
Well, no, you can shave. The only people in the emergency services that I know that have to, I'm not sure if it's a haircut, but the firefighters have to have a certain length of hair or under a certain length of hair for their face mask to fit securely when they're going into fires. Those are the only people. Everybody else, you got no excuse. Do you know what I mean? So grow your hair. Like,
so what? Give them the fine, yeah.
Bro, listen. If they're hotting up women, and I know that they've rescinded the fine now, but if they initially were hotting up them two women that drove, I think, more than 5 miles to go for a social distance walk in the park, out in the air, they're fining them £200. You got to come down on the police. Do you know what I mean?
You know, like when I hear these stories, though, I just think, fam, I go jogging for 10K.
There you go.
Aren't you allowed to do that, though?
You're not allowed to travel more than 5 miles from your house to go on your social distance walk or your exercise or whatever it is.
Is it?
Yeah. So even Boris Johnson the other day got caught 7 miles away from his house when he was on a bike ride.
What happened? Did he get fined?
What do you think happened? This Boris Johnson, because they probably told him to just brush his hair a bit more and that's it. Crack on.
For real, bro.
I just saw the headline. I didn't actually hear the story, but is it true that Boris Johnson today apologized for this whole thing? What did he say?
What?
Well, I didn't hear it, but I'm seeing reports saying that he accepts full responsibility for the state that we're in right now.
So, what's the punishment for
what
that?
do we get? Do we get
wait, what
extra money?
What is the problem?
Okay, Lee, fix your Wi-Fi.
What is the punishment for that? You can't just say sorry, bro. Hundreds of thousands of people have died. Like, it can't just be, sorry, my bad. What are you talking about?
No, but Ace, you live in London, yeah? You're a black man that lives in London. You want to see action. You see them people that live in Middle England, they're happy for an apology, you know? They're happy for Boris to say, yeah, I accept responsibility, or this was my fault. They're happy for that. They can sleep at night. Us, man, nah, fam. That's not good enough.
Nah, bruv, surely you got to lose your job then, at least. That's the very least, is you have to lose your job.
No,
hundreds of thousands of people have died on my watch.
But he didn't accept responsibility for 100,000. I don't think he said that. He didn't say all of these people that have died have been my fault, or all of these extra people that have got COVID is down to me. He's never gonna say that.
So what is he apologizing for?
Well, look, he's just saying. I think he's just accepting, and rather than passing the buck, he's like, listen, we're in this current state of lockdown, yeah. And I'm sorry for us being in this current state of lockdown. I think it was more a compassionate understanding than anything else.
Yeah, but like, if I'm somebody that's lost their job, sorry's not gonna help me. If I'm sitting at home like, okay, well, because of this and because of how long we've been on lockdown, because you haven't handled the situation properly, I've lost my job. So do you think that a sorry, does that suffice?
But if I was your boss and I was to sack you, I would probably say to you, I'm sorry to say this, or I'm sorry to let you know, and I'm sorry for the circumstance. You understand?
So he's not apologizing for how he's handled it. He's just sorry for the situation.
Yeah, basically.
We're all sorry for the situation. That's not like, no. How I read it was he is apologizing for how he handled the situation.
No, he said no. I'm reading it. I'm checking it. He says, he took full responsibility for the government's actions, saying, "We truly did everything we could.
Yeah.
I'm deeply sorry for every life lost."
There you go.
Oh.
There you go. What?
So he's not saying,
so he's not really apologizing then.
No.
This is the thing, yeah? Ace, this is the thing. You see, like a basic car crash. You see, if you get into a car crash with somebody and you apologize, you know that's you accepting liability. You know that, right?
Yeah, but he's not apologizing for that. He's apologizing for the lives lost, though.
That's my point. So he's never going to apologize for. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry for that, because that's you accepting liability that it was your fault. He's not going to do that.
Wasn't really much of an apology. I feel like people are overstating it.
Well,
it's because we want an apology.
But there's some people that are happy to hear this from him.
But apology is not bringing back family and friends, cuz.
You're absolutely right. But when people are having a discussion or a conversation about this, and for the last 11 and a half months, all they've seen is Boris Johnson come on the TV, talk for half an hour, confuse the whole nation, but not really acknowledge or show any empathy or sympathy, anything. Do you know what I mean? So this is probably letting people know. And as I said, not us, clearly, but there's people around the country that will feel better that the person who's running the country is being a bit sympathetic.
Do you know what I think the biggest error was in all of this? For me, the biggest error was Dominic Cummings breaking the rules for his eye test.
Absolutely.
And the government, no, I think this is because I think after that, people gave up on lockdown, you know?
Yeah.
After that, but Dominic Cummings doing that and them not sacking him straight away.
Show how serious it is.
I think that blew the whole lockdown thing.
There was a couple things. That was the main one. And I think the other one was the politician from Liverpool. The politician from Liverpool that jumped on the train knowing she was ill, that came to London. Do you know what I mean? For the day. And everyone was like, oh, no, wait. So you just got on a busy train with bare other people knowing that you're ill when you're telling us to stay home to protect everybody else.
Yeah.
You're not forgetting that they fully relaxed the lockdown in August. Remember that?
No, remember when it was eat out to help out?
Yeah, we were all out again.
I was listening to that the other day. Right? I was listening to a discussion about that the other day, and it was like, actually, that was a difficult decision, because they didn't really think this thing was gonna last that long, and they were worried about the economy still, and the restaurant sector were moaning that they're gonna go out of business, blah blah blah, and so they chose to do that eat out to help out, and I think that was a massive mistake as well. And I think in a weird sort of way, that was almost like a little bribe for what happened with Dominic Cummings in the early part of the summer. I really think the biggest flaw was them allowing that to happen and not reprimanding him publicly. I think that took away the public faith in the whole lockdown. I've basically, like, you know, I was always running throughout lockdown. I was like making small trips throughout lockdown in my car. In the lockdown between March and July, there were no cars on the roads. It was empty. It was a ghost town. Like, I was going to West End, yeah, in the morning, and there was no one. There was nothing. It was like literally, it was like London, like I've never seen it before, right? And then straight from Dominic Cummings happened, yeah. Like, it's never been the same. People have not been staying in their house. People have not been observing social distancing. Remember, they used to like encourage people to wash their hands. I think people stopped washing their hands and everything there, bro.
You know what's funny?
For real, boy.
You know what's funny? I remember I drove up to the barbershop to get some letters and paperwork and stuff. And I thought, this is the perfect time to explore the city on a bike, because you know there's certain places that you don't know where they are, but you know they're somewhere. And as you said, the roads were totally empty. And you're right, it was like a scene from like a 28 Days Later or something. And all of a sudden, overnight, people have, and I think it was a lot of businesses as well that were starting to find loopholes. The whole click and collect. Do you know what I mean? A lot of companies found loopholes where people were back out on road. Because the reality is, there's supposed to be no more shops open now than the first lockdown, but the roads are jammed. Like, bro, where is everybody going?
Bro,
hey, brother, let me tell you something. So you know where I live? Big Jewish community, in it, yeah? You know them man, they began school same way, you know? Them man began school same way. Ram up. You think I'm joking, bro? I'm not even lying to you. When I go to get my toilet roll and that, there was about 50 men congregate outside the schools and that.
Lee, take time about take time.
Bro, bro, they've got a shop, yeah, they sell clothes and stuff, yeah. In the window, they put 2 packets of crisps and a box juice, and they're trying to say that they're selling proper juice, like food. Rago! Bro, these man are moving now. So heavy.
But did you hear about the wedding
last
weekend? Did you hear about the wedding last weekend?
Wedding? Was it 400 guests or something?
Yeah, in the school.
Crazy. I swear that was in my ends as well, Stamford, wasn't it?
Yep.
Probably.
See, that's crazy. I mean, Ace. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me?
We can't hear Ace.
Sorry, I turned my mic down. You gone?
I was going to say, Ace, you think we didn't know that you turned off the camera to box up that suya? Man turned off his screen, you know. First he was boxing slowly, then he turned off the whole screen. He must have just went ham. And we got a bellyache in indigestion.
I was hungry.
You think we don't know?
Leave me alone, man.
Oh my God.
How would you have thought if he had just turned up and just was just like, look, you know what? Man fucked up in it. I'm sorry. It's my fault. My bad.
No, you have to resign after that. You know what's mad? Do you know what's mad? Yeah. Do you know what's mad? You see, like, being the prime minister and being a football manager, yeah, you can never fully take the L like that.
Right.
Because the minute you say it's my fault completely, yeah, you might as well just hand in that's your resignation speech.
Yep. Because
you can't say, oh yeah, I flopped, man. Man's just not good at this leadership thing, you know.
Yeah. Next time though, I'll get it next time, innit?
You're all like, no, you know what? Man's still learning, innit?
No, but you see the flu thing, man was on top of the flu thing, innit? But the COVID thing is the next thing. Like.
The COVID thing's mud still. And so like, I just feel like they needed to be a lot more honest from the start. And like, you know, even some of the stuff that the people last week came on and spoke to us about, yeah.
Oh, that was wicked, by the way.
They broke it down, yeah, better than the government. When my man was talking about the supply of the PPE, and now like they've got shipments coming in, but some next countries are outbidding them for the shipment. Like the government weren't telling us that.
Mm.
There's a lot of things that the government can't tell us of, and they just deem it as, you know, we can't handle. A, we don't need to hear a lot of the stuff, and B, we can't handle it. We can't process a lot of the stuff that they deal with. That's obviously some members of the population can't, but the majority can't. Some can, but the majority can't, and they have to make these decisions on what to tell us. Like, honestly, I think that if at the start of it they just come out and said, listen, we don't know what this is, but bear with us in it, because we're going to try everything in our power to contain this and to get it sorted so you lot can get back to living. If they had just said that, yeah, instead of, yeah, we're going to do this, then that doesn't work for like 2 months. Then we're back to square one. Now we're going to do this. And whilst we're doing this, you man can eat out and we're going to pay for your food. Yeah. Now we're going to stop everyone from being out on road at 10 o'clock. And then we're going to, bro, all of that up and down was just mad. If they had just come out and said, listen, we're not too sure, but bear with us. Yeah. We can't. And the thing is as well, everybody turns around and says, oh, yeah, but look at Sweden. Sweden handles it.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, I feel like there's a level of arrogance towards that when we're like, why don't we just do what they're doing, or why don't we do what they're doing?
You know,
they're like, no, we're gonna do our thing. Don't worry, man. Don't worry. We're gonna do our thing. Don't worry about what they're doing over there. We're gonna do our thing.
You know what? You know why they can't do that? I'm gonna tell you why they can't do that. Because if they turn around and say, you know what, Sweden has been moving like that, and their thing's working. Let's copy them.
Yeah.
What happens if it doesn't work?
I mean, Sweden didn't work. It's not worked. It started out with the herd immunity thing, and it was working for them for a little bit, but now people are dropping like flies in Sweden.
And the thing is, if you're a leader, what kind of sign is that? If you're a leader, but in you leading, you're just copying what somebody else is doing. No one's gonna have faith in you.
You can do best practice. You can say, oh, you know, in Sweden it's best practice, blah blah blah. But ultimately, they've made a bad job of it. Leadership is hard. And talking about leadership here, I've been wanting to talk to you about something for a minute. See, like obviously this is not a football podcast, yeah. But I wanted to talk about Herzl.
Herzl.
Whatever his name is.
Herzl.
No, because don't disrespect my man like that. Even though he's not with us no more.
Innit? Yeah. Herzl.
Yeah, you sounded like a yardie. You just at the beginning of names, cuz.
Came out, boy.
Well, yeah, so like the fact that obviously they got rid of him because of the opinions that he expressed about the Muslims in China, because from then that the team has just dissociated themselves from him completely. Obviously, like your form can drop as a footballer, but like your form can't drop that much that they don't even register you to play for the team at all.
Okay, so what's the problem?
No, but the issue is that, but the point I wanted to raise is that, you know what? At what point, yeah? Obviously, everyone's been like, oh, footballers, Black Lives Matter, Marcus Rashford, blah, blah, blah. At what point is there certain things you just can't talk about?
But we know that. But you know that we can't talk about certain things, Femi. Look at the whole thing just a minute ago when I was talking. Man was telling me to be quiet. Certain man was paging me privately. Lee, shut up. Where you going with this? You better come correct at the end. You know what I'm saying? We can't say nothing. Look, where's Wiley? Where's Wiley, man?
Wiley starts a Twitter account every 4 days and it's locked off. It's not fair. It's actually not fair. They've rubbed him up.
You can't say what you want anymore, man. You can't say nothing.
I do think there is an attitude of, especially for athletes, like, fam, just shut up and play in it. Like, it's like even how the government initially reacted to Marcus Rashford. It's like, you're just a footballer, innit? Would you know? Like, they don't rate them. And so, do you know what I mean? But like, the truth is, these men have got influence. And I think that's what their fear is. Like, kids look up to these men and listen to what they say. But there is a real attitude of, look, what are you talking about? Just kick a ball, man. Just run. Just jump. What do you know about whatever? Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I in regards to Ozil, yeah, I think it is fuckery that he he can't express his beliefs or say like what he feels in regards to things, and use his platform and his influence to shed light on something that he thinks is wrong. He should be
also,
able.
What I found mad about it is that actually, it's almost like there was no press coverage of it. It was just a bit that no one ever linked that to the reason why he was isolated from the football team. They just made out like he fell out with.
They made it like he was off for a minute.
Yeah, and
we
like he fell out with the manager.
He was getting pressure. I think they were getting pressure from the board, though, innit? I think the board were like, you know what?
But Femi, with that now, you in anything, you can't mess with people's money, and that's what it boiled down to. You can't mess with the FA's money. You can't mess with Arsenal's money, and that is just bigger than, like, first and foremost, football clubs have no loyalty to players. Zero. When a player goes off form, when a player just decides to not play ball with the club anymore, for whatever reason, for political reasons or whatever, the team will just the club will just shed you. And I think you're right in the sense of their attitude is, and people's attitude as well. We think that you lot get paid so much money, just shut your mouth and play football, innit?
Mm.
But and we also think and have this assumption that footballers are just dumb.
That's true.
Footballers are stupid. Bruv, there's a lot of very intelligent footballers about.
There are dumb ones though. There are some dumb ones as well.
But bruv, there's dumb DJs, there's dumb
there's dumb politicians. There's dumb politicians. There's dumb.
Do you know what I mean? There's very dumb people everywhere. But I think initially we just assume footballers are just dumb. Shut your mouth, make your money, and go buy more jewelry and more cars. But every now and then, when one of them stands up and says, "Nah, I'm not having that. I need to speak about this," it's a problem. But
yeah, I think it was just, for me, what I found shocking about it was the lack of coverage of it. There was just no coverage, and he became the problem. And like, how there seemed to be disinformation about him, and like Lee said, it was almost like he was out of form, or he fell out with Arteta or whatever. But it just didn't add up, man. It didn't really stack up well, man. And
I feel like there is an element of shookness for China, though. Like, everyone shook.
No, the whole world shook.
They are shook. Like,
the whole world shook.
They are shook. So maybe it's that. Maybe
like right now, I think China is the superpower. I think obviously this new Biden administration are gonna try to kick on with sort of trying to catch up or play catch up. But for me, I feel like China right now, it scares everyone, man. China's got money all over the world. China is growing faster than anywhere in the world. And at the moment, China more or less doesn't have coronavirus, apparently. So we move.
There you go.
I feel bad.
There you go. Just quickly, shout out to Joy Addo's mum. Wagwan mumsy.
Big up to Joy. Salute Joy. What's going on, Joy? Did anyone watch Keisha and Ashanti?
No, but you did. Tell us.
Me and Lee were up late night.
Me and Ace would message each other 5 a.m.
Too much fun.
Was it worth it?
Yes and no.
I thought it was good.
I think it could have been better. I think it was fun because of like the controversy around it. Keisha Cole was like 45 minutes late. Ashanti was just sitting there on her own. And then there was like, yeah. But the thing is, so I watched the live of her yesterday. She said she actually wasn't late. She was in the room, but because they hadn't set her up properly, she didn't want to sit on camera, which I think is understandable. But then once she had sat down, she looked.
No, it's not understandable. It's not understandable. It's not understandable.
Why is it not understandable?
You've told me to lock on at this time to see you versus somebody else. The other person's there. You could have at least had the decency to land on screen and say, "Yo, we're having technical difficulties. Bear with us," or whatever.
Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, I suppose she could have done that. But she's Keisha Cole, innit? She's Keisha Cole. And once she sat down, she just looked vexed, boy.
She looked mad, innit? There was no tension in that room.
What happened? They didn't play her, no?
She just looked vexed, boy. And said, yeah.
they were arguing. I felt like they were arguing. Did you see that? There was arguing about playing songs, like about how many they played, one played, and then how much. It was like a bit of a cat fight between them two. But Ashanti had that smile on her face while she's arguing. So you kind of like felt like, yeah, she's smiling. You know what I'm saying? But I was just like, woo, I felt a bit tense, man.
Yeah. There was a part when because they were like they had to promote Doritos and Ciroc. Did you see that part?
Yeah, yeah. At the end, was that the end?
Yeah, and Keisha was like, "Oh no, they never sent me a check." And
I never got paid for that.
And Ashanti was like, "They sent me one," and he just started laughing at her.
So rude.
Do you know what the killer thing is? After Keisha said that though, did you notice that someone must have told her, you better call camera now? Because she said that and she bugged up her eye. You know when they look off camera, they bugged up her eye like that and she came offset straight away. Like, boy, you messed up the bag. Don't make Diddy phone the studio and lock this thing down again.
The whole thing. Lock
off the whole thing. No more studio.
I enjoyed it. I think it would have been better if they were in the same room, but it was decent. It was good. They got good numbers.
Who won?
Ashanti won. Lee?
I could have told you that before you watched, man.
You know no, not even. It was close, you know. It was close. It was very close.
Shall I be honest with you? When I spoke to a lot of females were riding for Keisha. You know, they were like Keisha all day. She's gonna batter up. But I thought I know more Ashanti tunes. I felt like the Ashanti tunes were more nostalgic.
Let me tell you,
Keisha's more of a female.
As somebody that's like I was really studied this thing, yeah. Keisha was winning up until the first half. And then she just ran out of steam. She played the tunes. She's played the tunes in the wrong order. Like towards the end, she played one tune twice. People don't even talk about that. Twice. And then she played like her new record. It's like we don't want to hear new tunes, fam. Yeah, Keisha lost. Keisha lost. 100% lost. 100%.
Ain't no one trying to hear no new tunes, no new music.
You see, like Keisha Cole has a banging voice, but I could tell you for free now, man don't know like more than 5 of her tunes.
No, you do. Trust me, you do.
You would know. You would know, Femi.
The chat are saying that.
Tunes, I was like, oh yeah, that's her tune. I was like, oh yeah.
Listen, Ashanti tunes. Ashanti has got like UK top 10. Bro, man queued outside Virgin Megastores in Tottenham Court Road to try to see Ashanti and Ja Rule and couldn't get in and saw fights and was moving to girls. Was doing all sorts outside Virgin Megastores with my brethren. I left straight after school, man, went straight to West End on the bus, yeah, and chilled out there till about 9 p.m. and didn't get in and then went home. Sad. But it was an adventure outside in the queue. You know when you're making friends in the queue?
Yeah.
Who was looking hotter though? Ace.
You can't even ask me that. I'm in love, bro. I'm raggo in love. Yeah. I've been trying to get on my show all week. Like,
you're not having it.
I'm close. I'm very close.
A man said I'm close.
I'm close. I'm very.
Do you know what I noticed though? I felt like Ashanti was a bit vain though. Do you notice that? Like, I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up your future plans with her, but. In terms of like, they didn't stop doing her hair.
Yeah, she's banging. She's banging. That's it. Like, she's Chris, innit? Like, what do you want? What do you want?
Oh,
hey, they're talking about They're talking about Biggie versus Tupac. I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. Like, do they get
Suge Knight and P Diddy?
I mean, like, how are they gonna do? Like, they're saying that this is gonna happen soon.
I think they should leave it alone, man.
All it can be is just 2 DJs.
But we don't want to watch the DJs. We need like people that are involved. It needs to be people that. It needs to be like Dre and I don't know. It needs like Diddy versus like if Sugar was around. Yes, that would make sense. Like I don't want to see 2 DJs. Like no one's gonna watch that. I could do that with Manny Norte instead.
Somebody said they should just have Diddy versus Dre.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But fam, I want to hear rhythms. So maybe it should be a DJ thing. Maybe it should be. That's the only way.
I ain't gonna tune in for that. Even if they got like Biggie's son and Tupac's sister.
I think it's media. Like, I don't really care.
It can't be 2 DJs. That don't make sense. That's dead.
Jodeci versus Boys to Men.
Yeah, I'm here for that. I'm here for that still.
Well, anyway, versus man, they've done well with it, man. Big up.
They've done a great job. Yeah, we always come back to this and whether or not it could work in the UK.
It can't.
Why?
Because what? Who's it gonna be? Stormzy versus Chip?
The thing is, the whole thing with what people forget as well is Versus is 20 records, so you need 20 rhythms.
Yeah, but then
you need 20 bangers.
But only
there's only a few people.
Skepta and Wiley and them man could do that then.
Yeah, so that's what we need. We've got. You're acting like we don't have legends over here or people that have got.
No, we do. But the problem over here, right, is that no one's trying to do that. No one's trying to stand. People will be swinging it out.
Yeah. It won't be competitive.
I think people over here are just scared of losing because I thought about something the other day. Yeah, you see this Clip and Stormzy thing, yeah, and like Stormzy hasn't responded. You see, in hip hop battles and rap battles, I don't recall anyone getting into battle with another rapper, that rapper losing, and then losing fans. So really and truly, you've got nothing.
Ja Rule.
Has he lost fans though?
No, yeah, Ja Rule's career died.
Lost fans, 100% lost fans. Cannabis lost fans.
Yeah, but that was a different argument though. Did they really go back to back like that lyrically, or did 50 Cent just bully him into defeat? 50 Cent just bullied him.
Now, I think you can lose fans if you lose the war. I think you can. I think people were like, no, man, I put my trust in you. Like, I think you can lose fans.
You know what it is? You know what it is? I think it depends how you lose.
Yeah.
Maybe possibly.
Because Jay-Z lost. Jay-Z lost, we never talk about it.
That's true.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you're a fan, yeah, like Common has gone up, I've battled bare people, Nas, Jay-Z, like all of these people over history have had battles in it. Some have won, some have lost, whatever else. You still got your core fans. So in regards to like Chip and Stormzy, like Stormzy hasn't replied all now. He's still got his fans. He's still got his fan base. His fans don't really care. So
yeah, I hear you, but I do feel like there's maybe a slim portion of your fan base that may turn, I don't want to say turn on you, but may like loot. Do you remember Meek and Drake? Do you remember how hot Meek was and how everybody was like, obviously he hasn't lost fans. I don't want to say he's lost fans.
No. Do you know what? Meek had to make up with Drake because if he didn't, he was kind of out of it. Exactly.
That's my point. Do you know what I'm saying? So I do think it can affect you the way that you like what Femi said, it's the way you handle it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think I'll be honest, I don't think not replying is the best thing.
No, I don't
know.
It's a tricky one, man. I think you just have to maneuver it. I feel like with Stormzy, all he's got to lose is Stormzy's real like the commercial fans, yeah, just want to hear him do them commercial songs. They don't care about him clashing Chip. It's us that care.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, but
we're back here. Why are we back here? I don't want to.
Well, it's not even.
Let's move on. People
third week.
Spice Girls versus Girls Aloud. E17 versus Damage.
Nah.
Westlife versus Take That.
Man said Blazing Squad, you know. Wow.
I'd have anything versus Backstreet Boys though.
NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys.
That would be hard.
Yeah, that would be hard. A special pop one.
That would be hard.
That'll cost them budget, boy. Justin's not doing that.
Yeah, he's not on that.
NSYNC would have to turn up without Justin. You know, like if someone tried to do Destiny's Child versus TLC.
The thing is,
Beyonce won't be there.
Solo records.
Huh?
It's not fair. Because Justin can do solo records, it's not really fair.
Nah, it's dead. Justin's got tunes with Neptunes and Timbaland. Allow it.
Justin's got a whole Michael Jackson album that he stole from Pharrell.
He didn't steal it.
We didn't steal it, but
Pharrell wrote the whole album for Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. Did you listen to that Nori interview?
No, but I knew that story from before.
No, but it was funny because in the interview, they were asking, like, Pharrell was talking about Michael Jackson. He goes, Michael Jackson's manager said, Michael don't want to sing none of that shit.
He said Michael Jackson wanted a super fug. He wanted a super fug beat.
Michael Jackson wanted songs that sounded like gangster rap, like that Noriega was spitting on. So Michael don't want to sing.
What?
He said Michael don't want to sing that shit, but anyway, we move.
That was a big mistake because that album would have bust Michael like even more, you know.
Yeah, Michael would have been relevant till now, bro.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That was a big mistake.
I mean, he's still relevant, but you know what I mean.
And then I heard that, you know, the Slave for You, Britney Spears.
Yeah.
That was a Janet Jackson record.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. She didn't want it.
What? Gave that away, you know.
I've got something I want to run past you, man, and the audience, obviously. So I was having a conversation with one of my pals, TK. You know TK, innit, Femi?
Yeah.
So we was having a conversation. We was having a three-way conversation. Me, him, and Nabur the other day. Just a little thing about parenting and so basically the discussion, we've had this discussion on the show a few times before, just in regard to raising boys and girls, and when it comes to that time where they're interacting with the opposite sex, what are we telling our children? So obviously there's certain parents that they won't necessarily encourage them, you know, being sexually active, but once they find out that they are sexually active, they will say, I would rather you do it in my house than at a bus stop or behind the bike sheds or whatever. Also supplying them with contraception, like having condoms in the house to make sure.
Them kidulthood scenes.
What?
There was a scene in kidulthood where the mom offers like a condom to the daughter.
Like, so firstly, it's like, where are we on that? Because obviously
you've got daughters, man. You man speak on it.
Absolutely.
Ace has got a son though, and I know Ace don't really like talking about this when it comes to his daughter, but fam,
there's absolutely no way that either child is having sex in my house while I'm in the house.
That's what you think, though. That's what you think, though.
There's no way.
Ace,
not that I, okay, no, sorry. Let me say
that you know.
No,
not that you
we're not
know.
talking about
I know. Not that I know. If they're sneaking around, then there's nothing I can really do about it. I am not giving my children condoms to say, yeah, do your thing. Are you mad?
Yeah, my youth can't come to me for no rubbers.
So what are you telling them, Ace? Because so what are you gonna say? What, go and get your own? When the reality is.
Tell me what the scenario is. What's the situation? I've found out that she's already having sex, or he or she's already having sex.
Okay. You find out that your children are sexually active, yeah, and your children are always going to be sexually active before you want them to be. So whether they're 14, 15, 16, it's always going to be younger than you want them to be, yeah. Now, obviously, we have the conversations about being sexually healthy, sexually safe, yeah, contraception, you know, all that kind of stuff. Are you gonna then leave it in their hands to go and source that contraception themselves, or would you supply it for them?
You know what? I'll speak on this, yeah.
Oh, true.
My dad told me something back in the day, yeah, and he told me from young, don't bring no baby to this yard, you know. That's what he told me. So the moment you have a baby, just know you're out there looking after that youth. So let me just tell you that straight.
You see that there, and that we're going to go on to that a bit later on, because that part of the conversation went somewhere that I thought was absolutely amazing. But you see that there, what kind of conversation is that? Do you know what I mean?
But from then I knew what time it was, though. From then I kind of thought, me having a child, forget everything else that comes with it. The child, I wasn't really worried about STDs and all of that, because, you know, a couple tablets, you're nice again. But the baby thing, you can't reverse that thing, you know.
Not the main thing.
You can't reverse. You can't reverse that thing there, blood. Once you go there, it's a wrap.
Okay, Lee, you're absolutely right. But what do you tell your daughter? Do you tell your daughter the same thing? Don't bring your baby home to the yard.
No, personally, I think that I've always have the open conversation about sex, yeah. But don't come to me for no rubbers, because I don't think my daughter will come to me and ask me for rubbers. Say, hey, Dad, it's that time. Yeah, you got any rubbers in your drawer? What?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying your children coming to you for rubbers. I'm saying you have the conversation with your children that I know you're sexually active. Yeah. You know what? If Do you know where to get contraception from? Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but they probably do know that. I think that's a bit of patronizing. What I think I would have to do, I personally find that me saying it to my daughter would be patronizing because I know what my attitude is anyway. I'm quite open about talking about sex. I don't really I'm not the type of person to hide, innit? If I have a drink, I know people that have a drink when their kids go to bed or they smoke, don't in front of their kids and that. I don't try and hide anything that I'm doing. I think as a father, I will not be like that. So I feel like I'll be open. We'd have had conversations about sex.
How many times did you have unprotected sex? Maybe a different question. Did you ever have unprotected sex? Yeah, because you didn't have because you didn't have contraception. Because remember, a lot of young people are embarrassed to even go and buy it. Go and get it. You understand what I'm saying? Like a lot of young people don't even know that you can get it for free from a sexual health clinic. Bare people don't even know that part of it. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, I get you. It's just like yes, part of it is being patronizing, but there's a lot of children out here that aren't using protection because they feel road man, bad man don't use them thing. Them our pull out game is strong, so they're not even looking at the healthy side of it. So we're just focused on don't bring home a baby, but we're not even talking about the healthy side of it. Like, there's a lot that can go wrong with unprotected sex outside of having a baby.
Yeah, no, real talk. But I think that, when you're talking about sex with a kid, that's why sometimes, having a conversation with a child about it, it's like, how do you break down sex to a child? Oh, it's this feeling that, you're going to meet someone and then, you're just going to, how do you say what the tempo is? How do you break down the tempo? What, are we going that deep or are we just talking about sex?
Bro, it's your child. That's for you to work out. But for me, it's best you work that out quickly than a man there from round the block are having this conversation. They get missing. But
they're always going to roll with what their friends say anyway. Like, to be honest with you, the people that taught me about sex was my peoples. My peers taught me about sex. I don't know. My mum and dad can't tell me about no sex. It's my peers. Everyone's around. I saw man them growing up and how they were dealing with girl, and I was mimicking it. Do you get what I'm saying? I can't say that.
But your first statement in this conversation was, you remember your dad saying, "Don't bring home no child," and that stuck.
Yeah.
So imagine your dad maybe said, I'm not saying what your dad said was wrong because we all got told that, but there's things that we are told by our parents that stick with us.
I'll probably mimic that same statement though, Damon. If I'm honest, I'll say it straight to my son. Listen, I know the bareback feels good because I love it myself. But let me sorry, I got carried away because we start talking about that too. I'm gonna tell my son, when you pull it in, it's gonna be warm, bro, and you're not gonna want to come out. But when it's cold outside, you need to put a jacket on. Simple things. But having conversations like that with him, hopefully he will know. And I'll tell him, if she's buffed, then you have to go in bareback because you need to feel it. You need to feel that thing.
Damon.
Femi.
People want to know what age you're talking about.
I'm talking.
Ace just left. As Ace just left.
He's on the floor. He's on the floor.
Ace is on the floor. Do you know what? I'm not talking about a specific age, because if I say, I'm speaking about 13-year-olds, then somebody's going to turn around and say, well, 15-year-olds are this. Children develop differently, so I can't put an age on it. You just know I'm talking about when your child is kind of at the beginning of this part of their life, whether it's 13, whether it's 15, whether it's 16, it could be 17, whatever, but it's just that initial kind of conversation. And so when I was chatting to these guys, and we was even talking about how you interact with your child's partner, be it and we was specifically talking about boyfriends, and it was if my daughter brings home a boy, and it's just like, we're gonna have that conversation. If you treat her bad, you're gonna get your head bust, or whatever it is, whatever point that you're trying to make when you're trying to let the boyfriend know.
It's gonna get your head bust. Like you didn't say it like it was anything.
No, but they have to. Obviously, there's going to be a level of conversation. Like, look, we're all guys, and we know what guys are about. But don't put your hands on my daughter. Yeah. Don't put your hands on my daughter, and don't take the piss. You know what I mean? You know what that means, and you know what Chike actually brought to the table, which after a conversation, you know, we all agreed with, was instead of promoting don't do this and don't do that. So Lee, exactly what you said and what we've all been told. Don't bring no child home to the yard. Do you know what I mean? Girls, don't get pregnant, blood, you know, don't catch no STDs on both sides. And he was like, let's put a different narrative on it. Why not just, instead of telling the children what not to do, why not just actively promote them to be great? And he goes, if you're actively teaching your children to be great, yeah, they won't have time. And obviously they might do, but they actually won't have time to focus on things that are going to hold them back in life. Do you know what I mean?
That sounds good, but I don't know if it's realistic.
I don't think it's realistic though. I don't think it's realistic either. I think, yeah, it's that kind of, it's the right thing to do, but realistically, when you know what, that thing of sex, yeah, when you get so curious to it, yeah, it takes your mind elsewhere. You don't even think, you're not thinking straight. When I really started first having sex, yeah, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was intrigued because I before I even had sex, I knew everything about it. Well, I thought I knew everything about it. Do you get what I'm saying? To a point where when I got it, man, that's a different land, bro. That's a land of no return.
This is the thing. I'm not talking about telling your children not to have sex or partake in sexual activities. What I'm talking about, what I'm trying to relate to what Chike was talking about is push them towards being great. Focus on being great. Yeah. So okay. So Femi, for argument.
But D, isn't that normal anyway, though, bro?
But what I'm trying to say to you is the energy that we're putting out. So okay, Femi, for argument's sake, yeah, award-winning film director, producer, you know, actor. He's a lawyer. His wife is a school teacher. Yeah. So if you're raising children, focusing on just greatness around you, this is what we do. This is what we inspire. This is what we aspire to do. We aspire to keep the family unit. We aspire to build relationships with people. We aspire to do this and that and that. And you can see that we've done that. Yeah. Uncle Ace is a successful DJ. There's no scandal around him. You know, Lee is a very successful taxi driver, bloody, bloody, blah, bloody, bloody, blah. Focusing on those things and pushing our children to be great, to be kings, to be queens. Yeah. The way the conversation went, it's like, you know what, if we're on that level, we're reducing the opportunity for what we deem as negativity to come in. And obviously it will. Okay, look, so what I'm trying to say is if your child has a goal and your child's goal is to follow the footsteps of their parents and uncles and aunties, be successful in school, be successful in college, have a successful career, whatever that is. You see all of that outside stuff? Because don't get it twisted. We've all got children around us that are trying to be pulled left or right. And there's children that make a decision. I'm going home at 6 o'clock because I've got studying to do. But I'm going home for 7 o'clock because I've got responsibilities. There's children that live that life now. I've got children around me that, and I'm very sure you lot have. You understand what I'm saying? So rather than promote the don't get pregnant, don't do this, don't do that, Chike just put a different spin on it, which made me actually think differently about having these kind of conversations with our children and young people.
Do you know what? There's a lot of what you're saying that is true, but there's also the on the flip side. I had a goal. Like I've always wanted to do this my entire life. This is what I've wanted to do. Yeah. And I've worked hard towards to get into it. I did everything I needed to do to get to it. But then once you get there, and maybe not even I shouldn't even use me as an example. Like there is, especially in regards to sex, yeah, when you're great, that comes you should watch a Tiger Woods documentary. When you're great, yeah, that stuff comes to find you.
Where's that documentary on Netflix?
You'll find it online. I'll send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, like that some of that stuff comes to find you. Like you may not be getting into whatever your field is for the scandal, but sometimes that stuff finds you.
Yeah, but you see,
so like you could say, let me just quickly cut you. Yeah, let's just say like you like your kid is like super talented at football, like, and then you push him into that. Once he goes off and he's playing in different countries, you know, you've seen what happens when young footballers go. You know what I'm saying? These things, like you might be like pushing them into something, into their greatness, but sometimes that greatness attracts wild shit.
Yeah, Ace, I'm not disputing that, but the thing is, yeah, and you can say it's wishful thinking and everybody's different, but if your focus is on greatness, yeah, and I get it,
What's the Tiger Woods documentary?
I know,
golf.
Bro, I hear it, and I know footballers that are in that position now. I know footballers, do you know what I mean, that were supposed to be up here, but because of certain circumstances, you know, you're not, and I understand it. And I'm not saying that there's not going to be those kind of people around, yeah, but that to me is not an excuse to be like, I'm not pushing greatness on my children.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You should always push greatness, but I think you equating greatness, thinking that just pushing them to greatness means that the scandal is not going to touch them.
No,
the scandal is not going to find their way.
I'm not saying that. I'm not what. No, I think what I'm trying to say is just to be like, don't bring home a child, yeah, or don't get pregnant, yeah, is to me, nah, like.
That's right. You don't believe in that. You don't believe in that theory.
No, I'm just, you know what? For me, after this conversation, I've just got no reason to say that, because for what I'm going to be teaching them in the house and what my people around me are going to be teaching them, yeah, it's just going to be so powerful that you're just going to know from how we're moving and what we're doing that that's not even a conversation. You understand what I'm saying? That's not even I'm not telling you don't go out and enjoy your sexual freedom. I'm not saying that at all, but enjoy it and be responsible and stay responsible and understand. As I said, do what you're doing. Go to the party. You understand? Of a legal age, go to the party, but don't be the last one to the party or at the party, because we was never the last ones at the party, stumbling out drunk.
Are they going to listen to you though? Because sometimes I think in life, yeah, you know, you can't have control of these things, especially as well. You know, you can push the idea of power and whatever, but sometimes the pressure of these things. Like I know people that their parents are successful, and it just draw them out even more. Like in terms of like they were smoking drugs from young, they were doing things they shouldn't be doing. I'm not saying that they crashed out, but the pressure alone.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault do you think that is?
I don't know. I can't blame. I don't know. Just life. Some people aren't born to shine. Some people aren't born to be great. Like, just be real. Like, not everyone's born to be great.
I'm not saying no. Like, everyone's born to be great. You just got to find. Firstly, you just got to find your greatness.
No, secondly, I think everyone has a purpose.
I just don't agree that just because you're great means that you're not gonna like fuck out. Sorry,
make mistakes.
Yeah, or make mistakes, or like want to express or find out who you are sexually. I don't understand why the two.
No, I never said that. I never said that that is a mistake. I said enjoy yourself. I never said that that's a mistake. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that your focus is going to be so strong on winning that you know where the line is, you know where the boundaries, because you know what it is, it's the whole fear thing, isn't it? It's the whole, yeah, if I bring home a child, I'm going to be homeless, I'm going to get put out. That's not my focus. That's not the focus I'm putting on you.
Do you know there's some people that...
No, but you know what?
Can I just say... Go on. No, go on, Lee. Go on.
Now, I was going to say, the reality is that my dad said what he said, but he probably would never kick me out. Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course not.
He probably would have never kicked me out, but he said what he was saying. And to be honest with you, when I think back, I think it was a powerful statement, and it did make sense because, you know, what he was saying in a nutshell, he couldn't articulate is that, look, having a kid young will mash you up. But he's a yard man, and he can't say it. He can't sit down and say, listen, this is the situation. So he's quite blunt when he makes his statements, innit? So the way he said it to me is like, look, don't bring no gal. I don't want no gal. Mum and dad turn up to the door. Standard. So that means, boy, just learn to maneuver. Learn to maneuver well, but do not that not run.
I'm not saying that things can't happen, yeah, and things aren't going to be attracted to them, or they're not going to be attracted to certain things. Yeah, I'm not saying that whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not saying that whatsoever. What I am saying is that, okay, I very much believe that you're a product of your environment, innit? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you grow up in a certain environment, listening to certain things, then it's gonna definitely affect you and your belief system and how you behave. Like, I see this with people around me. Do you understand? I see it with my nieces and my nephews. I see it with Aisha's niece. I see it with my do you understand? With Ace's child. I see it with Femi's children. Do you understand? Bro, there's children that come into the
barbershop. My children. Why my child?
No, because I was actually referring to Ashana as opposed to Isaiah. But I see I see children coming into the barbershop and I see their behavior and I look at their parents and I'm like, this is you. This is you, bro. Do you understand? But Femi, you ain't said nothing, and you look like you want to say something.
I was just thinking, Damon don't want to lose this argument, bro.
No.
He don't did it.
So what I wanted to say though, sorry, before Femi speaks, I also think like being great is amazing, and pushing your children into greatness and whatever they're amazing at, and really like nurturing that whatever their talent is amazing. But some people turn their talent into ways of getting over on people. Like Lee, you'll know that there were comedians that would just wanted to be amazing so they could beat every girl.
Yeah, of course.
Standard. Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? So like you can't, like, greatness and like being promiscuous sometimes are not one in the same, but sometimes come hand in hand. I'm not saying that they should or they shouldn't, but like if you're just like pushing greatness, and you want to be, again, I feel like you need to watch this Tiger Woods documentary, because I feel like the fact that he was just like born to be this amazing golfer is why he ended up the way he did, doing what he did.
You know what? Do you know what? Yeah, back to the whole greatness thing. Yeah, I think it's about values. It's about what you value. It's about what principles you value, and it's about what principles and values you want to pass on to your children, right? And there's
sound effects.
Huh?
I need to find sound effects because I know you're going to say something profound.
No, you know what? I'm not even.
You are. Don't lie. Go on.
No, do you know what? No, it's not even that deep. It's like the main thing I want to point out is that actually you have to tailor your approach to the different child. I've got two boys, right? Two boys. They basically lived together for almost 8 years. They've been brought up by the same parents. But Damon, they come to your barbershop, they're completely different to each other.
Absolutely.
And so you have to tailor how you treat those children, like, to their specific needs. And so, like, and also to like sort of conflate like them chasing their greatness with them maybe being sexually active. I just feel like, you can't even marry the two things. I think they're independent things, and I just feel like you can be great and still try to do jiggy.
Bruv, you're not. I never said that being great means that you can't do jiggy. Going back to Ace's point about people using their greatness to get one over on people. Yeah. So, okay. There's girls around here that can idolize footballers and can idolize singers and can idolize, people that are great. Yeah. And there's girls that if they're in a situation where that, let's say singer for argument's sake, or that rapper says to them, come backstage, yeah, they've been raised in a way to be like, yeah, this guy, he's a rapper, I love him, or he's a musician, I love him, he's the best in the world. I know not to go backstage with him.
Yeah, but Damon, you're just proving my point about value system, right? It's about value. I wasn't disagreeing with about actually does you. Sorry, D.
No, I wasn't disagreeing with that point at all. I wasn't disagreeing with that point. But go on.
I just feel like it's like, does your value system, that's your value system. But for some people, like, my missus was talking about, the other day about someone that we went to a wedding, and like someone was saying to her that, oh, you know what, my daughter she didn't really want to hustle hard in life. She wanted to marry a rich man, and that's what she did. And that's that person's value system. Other people would judge them for doing that, but you know, it's just like deciding what principles and values you want to pass on to your children and what you want them to chase in life. And it's up to you. Like, obviously, if you're a Christian, then yeah, do your Christian thing. If you're Muslim or religious or whatever. But if you're not, then people find their value systems in other things. And like, actually, you might say, oh, this is what I believe. Other people might be like, you know what, my kid could do whatever they want. I'll give them this, I'll give them that. But
that's probably it, because the reality is what you're saying about values and all of that, I totally agree with. I think for me right now, it's just I'm placing more emphasis and more value on promoting this. And maybe nothing's guaranteed in life, is it? Do you know what I mean? So even if, you know, I'm very sure that thousands, tens of thousands of boys were told don't bring home a child, and they actually did. Do you know what I mean? So nothing's guaranteed, and you know, shit happens, accidents happen, whatever. I just think, you know, from this conversation that I had with as I said, Chica and the Bird, it was like, you know what? Why am I focusing on don't do this and don't do that and don't do this and don't do that? Where it's just like, you know what? Let's go and look over there, you know, and maybe hopefully, yeah, focusing on, because the thing is, I don't think I've got, when I look at my circle of friends, yeah, and it goes back to what you're saying about everyone's great. When I look at my circle of friends, everyone's just great. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, people have had different upbringings and whatever else. But I don't really think I've got any particular friend that I would be worried about leaving my child with in regards to what are they actually going to teach them and what are they actually going to see. You understand what I'm saying? So I think I'm just more probably focusing on that, you know, like all of you guys and outside of Cut the Chat, even there's certain listeners in here that I know outside of them listening to the podcast. Do you know what I mean? That I know, you know what, you've got actually some serious value that if I had to leave my child with you, that'd be cool. You know, so I think I would just, after this conversation, as I said, I just had a different slant on that whole conversation, you know. That was what I thought. Let me just bring it to the table and see what you might think. Really?
Have you heard this kind of theory that sometimes like boys bring home girls that are like their mums, and you get what I'm saying, and girls bring home guys that are like their dads. So like you might look at you might look at a daughter's boyfriend and you might see similarities in yourself. So if I think about how promiscuous I was as a teen, you get what I'm saying? That could be a dangerous thing, you know. That's real. That's facts. That's facts. If my daughter brought home a guy like me, I might think, oh shit, what do I do here?
Oh, boy, I don't know. It's never too late to fix up, Lee.
No, but I'm not. No, but it was what it was, isn't it? Like obviously, I never there was no thing to go out and hurt no females when I was younger. But you know, boys' school when I came out, man was starving. Do you get what I'm saying? Like a Pringle, blood. Like a Pringle, boy. Once I popped,
I think guys, it's been a pleasure. We'll be back next week, same time, same place.
Wait, what's it? Oh, we done. All right, cool.
Done, man. We're outie. Thanks to everybody that locked in. We will be back next Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Peace.
Someone wanted to know what you thought about Katie Price.
Hey, do you know what?
Son.
Did you watch the
I watched it yesterday, innit?
Hi, Cut the Chat. Can we please talk about Katie Price? The fact she gets and why Dwight York is nowhere to be found and never seems to be slated like she is. Great show, by the way.
The Dwight York situation, I can understand why he. I'm not justifying it.
What was you gonna say?
No, you know what? Because you got to remember. Let's be honest. We all know the situation on how she got pregnant, right?
No.
Are we aware of how she got pregnant? How she got pregnant?
How do we know?
She had sex with Dwight York.
They were not just Dwight York.
Well, the baby only has one dad.
Listen, she has sex with a number
Well, no,
of guys.
Lee, let's stop because I don't know if this is true, and I'm scared.
Allegedly, she had sex with a number of footballers at one time, and he came out as the dad.
I don't believe
that's the story. You can see it online. It's there. It's online, but that was the story, and that is why he's being in denial by it.
You know what it is? Allegedly. No, the thing is, allegedly, what Lee's saying is basically correct. They basically, from what I know, she had a few sexual partners, a few footballers. Yeah.
Right. Can I just stop everyone? Whether she had sex with the whole Man United team, he got her pregnant. Wait. Okay, cool. Because that's the trigger.
We're getting there.
Right, cool. Go for it.
No, we're getting there. So the thing is, I think what Lee's saying, and we can't ignore how the public behave and what the public, and it doesn't mean that I agree with it. It doesn't mean that you agree with it. Do you understand? I think people have this perception that if you enjoy sex, that you're labeled as, the reality is, if men enjoy sex or men have plenty of partners, they're looked at as the best thing on the planet. If women do it, they're looked at as
it's a slippery slope. This conversation.
I don't really get what, like, my point is, she didn't rape him. He chose to have sex with her, whether it was with him and his brethren, and he got her pregnant. Yeah. Now there's a baby. A baby with some real complications. Like, it saddens me that we didn't see Dwight York in that documentary at all. Like, it seems that he's not involved. We don't know if he's paying. We don't know whatever. But like, his name never.
He's never been around. He's never been around, has he?
It was your decision to sleep with her. No one chose. You weren't forced to. So you have to take responsibility. And that young man, her son, needs a lot of attention and care. Like, you know what? I'll be honest. I never had no feelings towards Katie Price before watching that documentary, but now I really feel for her. Like, she's a good mom. She really looks like it can't be easy. Like, I don't, like, me as a big guy, like, I wouldn't be able to handle that day in, day out. Like, she's really going through it. So salute to her. And I think Dwight, that's is triggering me because I think he's a dickhead now. Not that I never thought before.
Do you know what my point was, Ace? Basically, my point was the media, Basically, the media have portrayed this perception of Katie Price. See, when I listen to people talk about her on the radio, she just gets nothing but slated, nothing but slated. So what I was trying to get at is whatever she's done, and her sexual activities is actually irrelevant. That's what I was trying to get at is because of that past, people have just got this judgment on her. So even if you look at all of the programs, and she always comes out worse with when her and Peter Andre split up. She's always the one that gets slated. The guys never get slated.
But did you watch the documentary though? Did you watch the whole Peter and Katie thing? She was a bitch. It was a bitch. Like, it was there on. She actually outed him. Do you know what this guy was doing for her? This guy was going above and beyond. He treated her son like it was his son. Like, you could see it was genuine love. Do you get what I'm saying? That he had for the kids. Like, bro, he basically told him in front of millions of people, "Oh, this show's about me, not you. I'm the one that's making the pay." How can you do that? How can you put a man down like that? Even if it was the other way around, and I was my missus, I wouldn't say that. I would not say that to a woman coming, "Oh, this is all about me." Like, this guy is doing, you know what I'm saying? She went on wicked, and then it forced him to just she forced him out the door.
Well,
you get what I'm saying?
That's just one scenario, but the reality is, like, Dwight York, you're shagging. He's shagging. The reality is he's shagging. Like, he's shagging, and it's not, you're right.
Is Dwight York here in this country?
When I went to Thailand, he was on my flight.
So he still lives here.
I don't know, but that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter where he lives. Like,
it's relevant because if he lives in Jamaica, then okay, that's why you're not. But if you are here, not to say that you shouldn't be, but like, if you're actually here, like, if we see your son on TV more than you see your son, that's an issue, fam.
I think he's in complete denial of the child. Issue. I think he's actually doesn't have nothing to do, doesn't want to know nothing. I think that's his relationship.
I'm being triggered by this conversation. Let's leave it alone.
I don't know. No, but look, Ace, we agree with you. We're not disagreeing with you. We agree with you. And even, you know, when you look at these things, you know, I think what's hard for somebody like Katie Price as well is that when you've made the majority of your money in the media, it's hard for you to now go and get a normal job. And I think, you know, she also gets slated for, oh, she's bringing out another book, she's just trying to make P. Or she's doing another TV program, she's just trying to make P. And, you know, it's what else is she gonna?
I think. Did you hear about the her son was getting a car to school in it, and they were saying it was coming out of government funds, and people was protesting saying, well, you're a millionaire, you should be paying it yourself. Did you hear about this? But he's entitled because he's disabled. He comes under the disabled. He's disabled, isn't it? He's entitled to have a card taken to school and pick him up every day. But there was a big backlash about this. Did you hear about this?
People just don't like her. People just don't like her. That's all it is.
That is it. That is it. 100%. People just don't like her, and obviously that's down to the media, what the media puts out, because you're only really going to hear her voice on a program like this, or if you read her book, which a lot of people.
But you say, you know what, you say people don't like her, but I swear she won Celebrity Big Brother.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, you know. I think the media don't like her, but I think people like her.
Maybe it's that. It's that.
If people didn't like her, she wouldn't have shows that follow her around and do all of these things. If people didn't like her, genuinely, I think, do you know what I mean? There is a side that a majority of people in this world do like her.
No, but don't Chris, there are celebrities that are celebrities because people love to hate them. Katie Hopkins, like she's always gonna have work. Like people hate her, but people love to hate her as well. So I don't know. Anyway, salute to Katie Price. Almost called her the J word. She doesn't go by that anymore, does she?
What was her other name?
Jordan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, big up to her, man. Very touching documentary, and big up to Harvey as well.
Sorry, but why was she called Jordan?
I don't know, you know.
That was her stage name, I think.
What stage was she performing on?
I don't mean stage name like that. I think
like when she was doing Page 3.
Yeah, she was a glamour model. I think that was a glamour model name.
Fair enough, man. It's been beautiful.
Katie Price is more of a celebrity name. I like that better, to be fair. She should have kept that. Anywho. All right, can I go now?
Ace, are you back on radio or something?
I am, yes, I'm back on Sunday nights at 10 o'clock. Everything R&B is moved to Sunday nights, which I think is a more comfortable time slot for the show. This Sunday I got Jasmine Sullivan on.
Oh, is it?
Big link up.
Yeah, big link up. And Shaka's going to be performing, so make sure you're locked in. And then at midnight I jump in the mix. And then on Thursday, me and Yasmin do a co-host together.
Yeah, I heard that. I was a bit confused.
So what's going on? So you're not doing Monday to Friday no more?
No, not for the foreseeable.
Okay.
Because of the lockdown?
Yeah. Yes, that's why.
Well, right, that silent gap made me feel uncomfortable.
How long is the show though? How long is there? What's happening with the timeline of the?
What they've done is they've pushed breakfast up an hour, so it starts at 7, and all the daytime shows now 4 hours. So 7 till 11, 11 till 3, 3 till 7.
That's long.
Yeah. It won't go on like that forever because 4-hour radio shows are not easy.
4-hour radio show, just talking for 4 hours.
So I'm sure I'll be back at some point, but at the moment, this is me. This room.
God willing, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. You're gonna be, what time?
10 till 1. Lee, you'll like it. From midnight. Tell me
I know that. Yeah, no, you know what? Because Sunday
goes in.
That's the day I beat anyway. That's my beating night. Always beating on Sunday.
Can we finish on that?
It's my family.
It's fine.
Huh? It's my family. We can talk about this. It's family, innit? That's my night I go in anyway. So definitely gonna have you on in the background.
All right.
So hear your voice.
There's a relationship corner as well.
Let's do it.
All right. I started dating this guy after meeting online on New Year's Day, and I'm finding it hard not to sleep with him. We are always in close proximity.
How? We're on lockdown.
And I don't want him to know I'm a freak.
How are you in proximity with somebody that you met on New Year's Day when we never had a New Year's Eve? Like what? I don't understand.
Illegal rape.
Maybe on the app.
Ace, not that. Obviously, they met. Listen, don't worry about all of that.
No, how?
Don't worry.
So basically, what she's saying is she wants peace, but she can't. Listen,
So
you gotta do what you gotta do, innit?
So
You gotta do what you gotta do.
She doesn't want him to know she's a freak.
That's the worst thing she could do.
But
What are you saying, Damon? Let him know.
Absolutely.
No, wait.
I agree. I agree as well.
Quickly, New Year's Eve was only 3 weeks ago, you know. That's it. New Year's Eve was 3 weeks ago. Let's chill out for a second. Like, I think we need to
talking about this New Year's Eve. She's talking about she's talking about 2017.
No, cause it was 3 weeks ago, I think.
Nah, you can't let man know 3 weeks in that you're like, you can let him know eventually.
No, let him know straight away. Hey,
ration it.
What?
No.
No play.
Ration it. I'm telling you, ration it.
Why?
Because he's just gonna get all of the like freaky stuff, and then like I just think ration it. That's my advice.
The lady's saying, I actually like him, so I don't want to sleep with him.
Yeah, ration it, man. Ration it. Let him find that out.
You know what I find funny though? Should I be real? I've been off the market for a long time, yeah. You know when people are like, oh yeah, I like this person, so I don't want to sleep with them. Does that mean that people just sleep with people that they don't like?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make no sense. Why would you do that? Because this is the thing. This is the thing, yeah. This is the risk that I think you run, yeah. You see, when you start doing this, I'm going to hold out because I like him a lot, and I'm going to hold out. You see, you holding out. Yeah.
Ration the pumps, man. Ration it.
You see you rationing the pumps. That's sending signs and that's sending signals, isn't it? And that's sending signs to the guy that maybe you're not interested. Maybe you're not interested.
I like that. I like that one.
Like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't get it. Ration it for what? What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it?
No sex before marriage. I'm a Christian. I don't believe in sex before marriage.
You can't got a time when it's time to do the thing. It's time to do the thing. You can't say I'm gonna wait 5 dates or I need to give it a month or 6. When it's time in it.
No, but she's saying she's a freak, so she's talking about she wants to give him the whole.
But let's be honest, Ace.
The whole experience.
Conversations daily. You should have got this out anyway, because I know when I'm talking in it. What kind of conversation are you having? Are you texting? I don't know this texting business. I'm used to talking for hours back in the day on the phone. If it's fresh, you're talking for hours. This would have come out. What do you eat bum?
Hold on.
I eat bum or I ate bum.
Hold on.
You have these conversations.
Lee, she's saying there, yeah, that she's trying to wife him. But even that, why would you not be your husband's freak? I don't get it. You're trying to wife.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying not to be your husband's freak. I'm saying just don't do it straight away. Like you have. I feel like it's something to build up to.
Don't do all that hiding business. I don't need to, man. You be open and honest, because he might hold back and she might think it's boring.
No, I don't.
When they do it,
because they're like, what is there to build up?
She does like, and he's like, right, what are you doing?
We're just gonna let off the whole album, not even give them a single first or a couple EPs. Just let off the whole album.
No, but bro, you're chipping away at the moment.
It's not even a quick mixtape.
Hold on, wait. Nah. Hey, what are you telling me? Certain people's mixtape didn't bang more than their album. You
can't just let off the whole album, bro. Gotta give them a little couple.
Like I said,
drop the whole thing. Don't drop 1 or 2 tunes.
This is getting even funny. I'm gagging for it if I'm honest. Oh my gosh, this is.
Is it?
Where is this coming from? I need to know, who is it? I want to see her picture. I want to see it. What does she look like?
She's busy. Let her do her thing, man.
Oh my gosh. I'll be honest. This is a top relationship corner, you know.
From Ace, give him a couple freestyles, then a single, then an EP. Lead up to the album. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? You're talking like this is one way, yeah? Like this is a one-way street. She's here, yeah? She's like, yo, I'm a freak. You might think you're a freak. What happens if my man lands on you and he starts dropping things on you that you've never even heard of in your life? Never heard of in your life.
Different.
Swinging from light bulbs and all that, hanging you out the window on a mad thing. out of the sunroof while you're blowing down the motorway, like Dominic Cummings and them man there. Listen, listen. Just, boy, I'm not saying stick. Yeah, I'm saying don't keep nothing from him. What's the point?
There's no point.
There's no point. When you start doing all of that, you know, these people that was running around that had the 1 month rule or the 5 week rule or the this and that and that.
Yeah, that's so long.
No, that's long. Just long. Life's too short. We're in a pandemic. If you manage to meet somebody when we're on lockdown, in a pandemic, you might as well do your thing.
Can I just say, 20 minutes ago, Damon was on some, just be great. You don't need to do sex. And now you're telling girls to just let off. Yeah, just let off in it. Just quickly let off. What? Are you all right?
Damon was talking.
No, we're just going to be great. We're just going to do great. And we're just going to nurture you.
Great
like,
people don't have sex.
You don't need to think about that. Now you're like, just let off. Like, what are you talking about?
She's a responsible adult. She's not a teenager. I'm assuming she's not a teenager. She's a responsible adult. Do your thing. You're an adult.
Ration that. Free stuff. Ration it.
You know what? Let us know how it goes, innit? Because I don't think ration for what? Nah.
Ration that. Listen to Ace. Listen to Uncle Ace. I know what's going on.
Listen to Uncle Ace. Don't listen to Uncle Ace. Ace is in denial about anything to do with sex. Ace is in denial about anything to do with sex.
Also, do you know how? Wait, I'm not like. Do you know how intimidating it is to be confronted by a freak for the first time? Like, fam, like you.
No, that's why she needs to tell him now before she sees him. So he can let it digest properly, innit?
Build up to that.
So he can be prepared.
Like let him let him breathe in it. You can't just unleash the freak straight away.
Hold on, wait. This is my point. You're talking like the guy is some any Spain. Round back.
You don't know who he is.
The guy might be. Imagine the guy's more of a freak than you. Listen, Lee. Can you imagine when them two buck? Oh my God!
It's gonna be a madness.
Live and enjoy.
Furniture's gonna get broken. Trust me.
Live and enjoy. Someone's going to hospital. Someone's going to hospital with like a snap ligament. Yeah. So yeah.
Encouraging.
Enjoy it.
Your thing. All right. Cool.
Guys, before you go quickly, I watched this documentary on Amazon yesterday. It was about Compton. Have you not seen it? But it's the game.
No.
It's an old documentary. It's actually a good. I thought it was quite good because there was a segment talking about Serena and Venus, and the dad was training in the middle of like a war ground. So imagine the tennis court was in the middle of the hood, and the dad was like, he tried to get like some of the local gangsters had respect because they used to see him every day in it, and they saw a man with his daughters playing. So there was that kind of like don't violate. But then obviously, you know why he's got missing teeth? Because he beat like the gangsters come and beat him up one day. Because he told him to kind of like move, like don't bring that stuff around here. I don't want my girls seeing that kind of thing. I thought it was there was only like a small segment of it they were talking about it, but obviously he was talking about the environment in which they were playing tennis, and I thought, right, that's mad. Like they were having shootouts, and so these girls, imagine Serena Williams are used to just being like training and hearing gunshot and hitting the ground, like that's just normal for them growing up. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I thought I'd share.
What's it called? Compton.
It's called Compton. It's on I think it's like 4 years old. It's on Prime. But it's the game. He's just talking about his upbringing in the Compton and how it changed and his dad's relationship and all of that. Yeah, I thought it was quite good. I thought I'd share anyway.
Black Business Corner.
Black Business Corner.
This episode ended an hour ago.
I know. I want to shout out to Pick and Mix Candles. Let me see. So this one's a bit because it's been like really, it's gone all the way down. But I'm like on this candle hype at the moment. I don't know. I like candles in the studio. I light them all the time. And I found this black business called Pick and Mix Candles, and they have different flavored candles. This one smells like shortbread. You got like
flavored or scented?
What's the difference? Oh, okay, scented then. Like it's mango. It's like mango flavors. It's sick. Pick and Mix Candles. Go check them out. Good prices as well, and they're a black business.
Black business.
Guys, can we really end now?
Yeah.
All right, we're out. It's 11:45.
No. Hey, one more thing. No, I'm just fucking around. There's a happy birthday. Happy birthday to. Happy birthday. I can't remember your name, but happy birthday. One of our avid listeners. You know who it is. That's it. Let's go.
Is that it? You can't even say his name.
Oh yeah.
No, I can't remember.
Can I say thank you? I got a delivery to my house from him and he made these Jordans.
What?
Go on. I need them. They
Huh.
look so comfortable.
I got the same pair.
Yeah.
What?
What you say? Man boss Lee on the dinosaur shoes.